Are there peace-loving, devout, sincere Muslims who, from the heart, in harmony with their religion, repudiate violent Islam? Yes, there are. You tell me, you're just being duped, man. You don't know. You're being tricked. Don't you know about taqiyya? Don't you know about the principle of denial, where a Muslim will lie to your face for the purpose of their religious faith? Yes, I'm aware of that. Aren't you aware of the principle of abrogation, those earlier verses in the Quran, the, quote, earlier revealed verses to Muhammad that are peace-loving and tolerant? They're abrogated by the later warmongering, militaristic verses. Yeah, I'm aware of that. And I've studied classical Arabic for 3 years, and I've studied side by side with Muslims reading Islamic texts in grad school. Yes, I've done that, and I've interacted with sincere Muslims, and there are grads from our ministry school who are serving in the Muslim world and who have lived years side by side with devout Muslims in Muslim countries. And I am telling you, and these missionaries will tell you, that there are millions of peace-loving, genuine, sincere Muslims who repudiate and despise violent Islam and say it is not a true expression of their faith. Now, please understand this. I am anything but an apologist for Islam. Muslims around the world hate me. I know for a fact I am hated by radical Muslims. I see on a regular basis Muslims leaving angry reviews on my Facebook page, blasting me with negative reviews, and they say, you're misrepresenting our faith, because I say that radical violent Islam is a genuine expression of Islam, and it has precedence in the Quran, in the life of Muhammad, and in Islamic history and theology right up until today. But ask yourself a question. Why are so many Muslims upset with me for misrepresenting their faith if this really is their faith? Why are they upset with me for misrepresenting the Quran and Muhammad if, in fact, the Quran and Muhammad are always and only violent? You might say, well, the truest expression of Islam is radical and violent. That may be accurate. I just want to declare plainly that for centuries there has been, and there is today, a peaceful expression of Islam that wants to see Islam go around the world the same way we want to see the gospel go around the world, that if it was attacked, would say, yes, we fight against those attacking us, and we do it in the name of our God, just like if America was attacked, say, by Muslim terrorists, all sponsored by one country, that there would be many Christians in the army feeling they were doing God's will and God's work to fight against them. But these same Muslims would say, when you go and kill innocent men, women, and children, when you go and blow them up, when you blow yourself up at a concert and kill them, that you are not doing Allah's work, that there are Muslims who say this, and they are not being deceptive. It is what they genuinely believe in. And let me tell you what bothers me. Let me tell you plainly what bothers me. And again, let me repeat, I am not an apologist for the Islamic faith. I am hated by many Muslims. Our Facebook page often has memes associating radical Islam with the Quran, and we get blasted by Muslims for this on a regular basis. I believe Muhammad was the most influential false prophet of all time, and the Quran the most influential false holy book of all time. So I'm not an apologist for Islam. But I want to shoot straight. This bothers me. We say, where are the Muslim leaders denouncing radical Islam? Where are the Muslim leaders denouncing the terrorists? And they come out and they denounce them. And they say, this is not our faith. And they publish booklets, 50, 60 pages long. Some mosques did it in England, saying, our faith is a peace-loving faith. Here are our sources, and here's what our sources say about these violent terrorists. And now imams in England saying, we will not bury these terrorists, these recent terrorists, as I speak now in England. So we say, where are the Muslims denouncing these things? And they say, here, 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 here. And you know what we say? We don't believe you. We don't believe you. You're just lying. This is just mass deception. So we can't have it both ways. Either let's just say, we don't care what they say, we don't care what they do, we know Islam is violent to the core, period, end of subject. That's what we believe, and then have your beliefs tested by the sources and by Muslims around the world. Or you can say, we appreciate you denouncing the violence. We appreciate you doing it. We believe you're sincere in doing it. We also believe these other Muslims were sincere. So here's the long and short of it. Several years ago, someone very close to our ministry team was assassinated, killed by Muslim terrorists while serving in a poor Muslim country with his family. He was assassinated by Muslims. The Muslims who assassinated him, I believe, were being true to their faith in killing him because they saw him as a dangerous threat, a Christian missionary in their city. On the flip side, there was a protest immediately after he was murdered. I can't give you more details about where and when, but there was a protest march in a city by devout Muslims saying we loved him. He was a Christian teacher in our midst, and this is not Islam to go and kill someone like that. I believe they were sincere. I believe both expressions are found in the Quran and in Islamic history and theology. So yes, there are violent Muslims in the name of Muhammad and the Quran, and there are peace-loving Muslims in the name of Muhammad and Quran. That's what I believe.